Mindy's here. All right, about ready, almost ready here. Carrie, I hope you're feeling better. All right. Is that you, Carrie?
It is. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. It's great to be back.
Great to be alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Yeah, that was rough.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like you were having a tough time there. That must have been that new strain of COVID you got hit with.
I think so. I've had it before, and I've had the shot, but yeah, it was bad. It led to bronchitis and something they call RSV.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but I'm out of the woods.
Well, good for you. Good for
I've
you.
got asthma real bad, so it affected my breathing.
Oh,
thank you.
That would be
good
tough.
to see y'all.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Anne Marie's here.
How you doing?
Been good. Been good.
I'm alive.
I have good news. I finished my last cancer treatment.
Yay!
Congratulations.
So I'm glad to be here this morning, and I think the painting is going to be a lot of fun and a big challenge.
These night scenes are going to be they are always a big challenge. But glad to have you back. Glad to hear that, Anne Marie and Carrie. Mindy, you too.
Hi, Mindy.
A few other people.
Hi, Anne Marie.
How you doing?
Good. I love that mustard that you suggested we get in France.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, so did my friends.
That's the only reason to go to France is for the mustard, I hear.
Mustard. Mustard. That's right.
What makes the mustard different over there?
It's just the French and their mustard have a very close relationship, and It's the real Dijon, and and there are different variations, many different variations on it, but it's just the formula is a little bit more pungent than what we get here because the French palate for mustard, it tolerates a little bit more zing. It's not like chili heat. It's more like horseradish heat.
Nice.
And it's just delicious.
Mm.
It is good. It is good. We had it when we were there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the table there every once in a while.
And I love all kinds of mustard from wherever. So I get a kick out of trying different kinds when I'm over there.
Well, I'll get you some from Germany, maybe.
That would be nice. German
Okay.
mustard is okay. It's good on broad.
I'm sure. Well, speaking of mustard,
Nice segue.
yeah, yeah, I got the stuff down. I tell you, I do. Last week's painting, girl picking eggs and stuff. Yeah, it was a lot to do in one class, and well, of course, mine didn't look like this in beginning end of class. I did do probably 2 to 3 hours more work into this, trying to get to this stage. One I was going to comment though about it is we use burnt umber in this painting, and I kept saying I don't use burnt umber usually because it cracks paintings and stuff. But if you're working on board, it's fine because it doesn't crack on these things, and I don't use it that much. But I did notice everything is dry. Everything was dry pretty much that night. This areas where I used it heavily was dry. I mean, it was like, usually you got some time to play with, and there was no time to play with. Everything was already, tacked up. Good to remember if we go out plein-airing someplace. It's always good to have that knowledge. Maybe you tone your canvas burnt umber and it'll be dry quicker instead of using a lot of dryers and stuff like that in your paints, which is okay too, but I just don't like the fluid. It doesn't move as much as I like. Speaking of moving on, that's another good segue. Hey, come on. It was good. That was good. We are moving to Greenville, North Carolina here for this one. We're going to do a night scene. And this is sort of a night scene, but it's a little brighter. Lights are on at least. This is Falls Park or something like that there. I'll pull it up and we'll go through it. Okay, there we go. Falls Park. A lot of nice color and contrast going on here. I was going to do Barcelona, but when the one painting I think I was going to pick out was very dark, a lot of burnt umber type things, really dark. It just wasn't, I figured it wasn't going to be quite as much fun. So I decided to go dark, but go with color. And that's what this one answers. It had a lot of color. Some really nice colors, some nice undulations in the land. Got a nice little bridge back there. You got the sky, which is, not totally dark, dark bluish, but it does have some color into it. So it's, very dusky, but the lights are on. So it's really nice. Yeah, I love this little area here. This area basically up here. I love this stuff back up here. That looks like a lot of fun, like for me to paint. I think there's a lot of simple details that if you hit them right, you can mess up everything else, and as long as you hit these details just enough to get the right information across, you can have fun with this thing. Because this water's, no big deal. If you just hit the layer, the color's right, you look dark to light, pretty much all this effect usually just shows up at the end. If you just, dragging brush across the dirks. Pretty much that stuff happens naturally. You don't tell anybody that, because that's, you guys shouldn't know that yet. But that's really what happens. You just follow your colors and pretty much your stuff shows up. Yellows at the end. Use your yellows and oranges at the end. I might use them a little earlier over here just to, because I'm going to pop that area pretty quickly. And sometimes you need to just keep yourself going by, popping some interest for yourself. A lot of stuff going on in here. If we look back in here, even details, if you want to get in here into this bridge, this is the one you could do whatever you want with. You don't have to paint this whole scene. You don't have to paint the waterfall. You don't have to paint the background. You could make it about the waterfall if you want. You could make it about the bridge if you want, which is probably a pretty nice little setting. That looks pretty good. The waterfall, if you don't know the place, the waterfall could be a little much for a painting. That's what I was thinking. After I really, that's kind of like what held me back on this one for a while. Is, I was thinking if I was going to paint this right, I'd probably just paint the top half. Just do a long skinny one. I thought that would probably be a lot nicer painting than this here down here. It just seems like it's from a whole different realm compared up here, where this just feels like right. Where this, when you start getting down into here and into this stuff, you go, and this rock over here, I hate this rock. Just doesn't do anything for me. But I don't know why. I just don't like the looks of it. I don't want to paint it. I don't want to paint that rock. But that's what held me back on this one for so long. But anyway, forget about me. Let's talk about you.
Okay, Jim, sorry to interrupt, but where is this again?
Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this this one is, there's got a few things going on in it that we've got the waterfall, you got the bridge, you got the nighttime, you got a lot of lights, and still got the water. That's why I was going, you really, to tell you the truth, you don't need that waterfall. I think the waterfall myself is just a little yucky, but I'm going to paint it in anyway today for you guys, but I'm going to make sure, if I don't like it or I don't, that's just the way it is. I got to show you how you can paint it. I'm going to be using a lot of knife work, I think, at this one too. This is like a palette knife painting you could do, but I'll probably start off with the brush. But I think, when I get to the water here, I think I'll be using a lot more knife when I get into here. Be using that, and I'll be able to trail and do a few of these things, and then probably come back and hit them with a brush and soften them up. That's probably work really well. This kind of stuff here could be fun to do in a knife, because just scraping that yellow into that green could be fun. Just another look at what you could do with all of our things. It'll be good for the lights too, because you can just dab those guys in and just kind of really build up the light and make it really bright. Could be starry night when we're all said and done. Okay. Any questions? Okay, we are moving on. Let's go over to the palette and bring it up. All right, there's the palette. Let me bring that in a little bit. Okay. There's the palette. Pretty simple stuff. Got a paint out. Got some titanium white, of course. This is my regular palette. Cad yellow light, Cad red light. I have some Cad orange. This is Venetian. This is ochre. This is a gold ochre. I was playing with my ochres and stuff. I had regular ochre right here. This is the gold ochre. Yeah, that, you know, never know. This is a alizarin crimson for you, or it could be, if you're using Rembrandt's, would be a rose madder deep. Cobalt blue hue by Utrecht. Phthalo green. Here's some burnt umber from this week. As you can see the skin on it, you know, it's pretty much gone. I mean, because it just keeps drying. They say it keeps drying because it's made of clay. It's a clay material. And say with burnt sienna, but burnt sienna, as you can see, doesn't really dry quite as quickly as burnt umber does. And I got some King's Blue out. Phthalo green, King's Blue. Things you got out here, big brush, little brushes, some synthetics, rosemary synthetics, some bristle brushes, and some other synthetics I use, different sizes, paint eraser, and my palette knife. All right, let's get into this one. Away. Brush is over out of the way. Let me pull it back up. Okay. This isn't too bad. Now I'm looking at it from the screen and stuff. This is, with the light on it, this looks a lot better than it does print wise. You know, there's still the richness, colors not there. All right, darks, a lot of greens, a lot of blue greens, a lot of red greens. To set this up from here to there, we got to really think about your greens a little bit, because that's, even in this dark area, that's what's going to happen. That's what we need to happen. We need the yellow greens like this one to come forward, bluer and redder greens to push back. Of course, different trees, different, they're gonna come at you differently. They're not everything is the same green. A lot of greens down in here, in the ground here and stuff. Definitely, you can see some more yellow greens here coming up than the cooler greens over here on this side. So warmer on this side, a little cooler on this side. That's always a good thing for a painting. So you don't have too much of a, you know, just heavy sitting there. It just, you got some light, you got some color that's moving around too. Always thinking, always trying to do things right. So let's get into the greens. Definitely want to start off with some warm greens and cool greens. So let's start off with some alizarin and phthalo green. That's probably a good mix of both. Really want to be on the red side. Green, and then this one can be on the darker side. On green. Then, so you can get some green showing through on this one, and just a little bit redder on this one. These might even end up being in here a lot too, in the water too. Definitely going to have some blue greens. But I'm going to do my greens first so I can match them out. Okay, that's would be my cooler greens. And then I'm going to do a little bit warmer ones with yeah, Venetian or Terra Rosa or Oxide Red Light together on this one.
Jim, which one are you using? Oxide Red or Terra Rosa?
I am, in fact, using Oxide Red.
Okay, thank you.
I said Venetian at the beginning, but I am using Oxide Red. And I am running out of phthalo green. I did not replenish my pile. Way to go. She comes in at the end and nails me. No, that's not Venetian. Anyway.
Oh, I nearly got caught up by the time change trick because we put our clocks back, but you guys haven't put your clocks back yet.
Tomorrow, I think, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah, real soon. Oh. So those are some greens. I'm gonna do my other greens. I'm gonna go right to the water. I don't have much phthalo left, so I'm trying to see how we can do this. Smush that. This is going to be blue and green. Straight blue and green on this one. This I plan on being in the water pretty heavily. Let's see what that one is. That's kind of on the blue side. So I'm just going to leave this one a little lighter on the green side, if I can. No. A little bit better. Okay. And then I just need some pinks and browns and things like that now. Got some greens. I got some blue greens. These guys will mix up pretty nicely. I just need a few browns. So I'm going to go with blue and Oxide Red Light here. See on the Oxide Red, ooh, see how strong that is? Well, about the same value, so this one's going to have some more blue into it because it's popping out a little bit stronger. There we go. Nothing wrong with it popping out, but it's just a little too strong. Then this one, I'm just going to add some more blue to the side of it. So this painting is very dark since it is sort of a night scene, but you do have some really nice yellow, oranges, and pinks going on. High key things. So I'm just going to bring down these greens with just a little bit of yellow, maybe a little orange. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to try yellow. I'm going to try. There's that's the thing about, I think I'm pretty much, I don't need a ton of colors for this one. These guys are probably going to cut more with white. The cooler ones with blue in them, I'll probably just cut these guys more with white than yellow. But these guys are going to keep on the warm side. These guys on the cool side for now. I might come back. I didn't think that color there could be the sky. So, and some of the highlights, these colors. But right now, I want to cut these guys with yellow. Cad yellow. Value-wise, where do we want to get to? If I squint at it, it's probably they're still pretty dark. Greens are still pretty dark. I'm probably right around the 7s value. I'm going to get some interesting ones with this color. You can see this is kind of a, you know, brown, green brown. Just, you know, it hits in a few spots, but it's still a little bit dark. Much more yellow. That's dark. Okay. There we go. Oops. Yeah, that's much better. Feels better. So value, just get over here. Yeah, oh yeah, it's pretty low there. Still might be 8. So even using cad yellow into these greens and darks. Nothing. This is a nice one. Look at how beautiful that one is. I was telling you, you're going to need some cool greens in here. Might be just a hair too cool. Take some of the top and bring it back down. Not bad. Let's hit this one. These are oxide red and green, yellow, green mixes. You start seeing the yellow, reds coming through here. You start seeing how these guys kind of get in here pretty nicely. Okay. Definitely definitely in here. These guys look very. I'm going to need a few different greens to separate out and stuff. So what I'm going to take and do is take these piles down one spot, try to save as much as I can, bring them right down here a little bit. I want to tint these with cad oranges now. Should not move too much, but I just need a few different greens for this one. Going on here, I can get all the buildings and start getting some of the rocks areas with this. But I have to get a few different greens because if I'm going to be painting this with my knife, it definitely went a little bit too close to that one. All we do be doing some knife work in here just to get some differences between, you know, that's the knife overpowers things so much that if you don't have enough color variations in your greens, it's going to look pretty much the same color throughout. And so you want to really make sure you got some you know, this is like 9 colors or a dozen colors here before we start adding white. And you start to see, yeah, okay, that can go here and stuff. It probably has to go a lot lighter. We'll see. Let's leave that for now. We've got a lot of greens going now. And we're going to get a lot more oranges out of here yet. Yeah, because we can hit these guys one more time with yellows and oranges. And then we'll take a piece of those and add white to them and get all the yellows we need. But over here, we're just going to add some white to these colors. And we should probably start getting all the water and start getting any of the cools that are in this painting. So just by adding white to these guys, I'm going to keep it pretty dark. I'm going to go for this right in the middle of the water. Now, and say it's probably around an 8, probably still. This is painting. If you squint at it, you can't really tell the difference in the colors very easily. A little light, maybe. Yeah, I want a little light, more blue in that. Anyway, and more blue. Closer. Okay, so not much white. This is the green side. I'll leave all the paint I can on here. These are the oxide red, or yeah, transparent, or not transparent, just regular oxide red, light and blue. You can see how those guys can be in here. You can probably find a lot of times when I'm painting like trees and things in these scenes, they're going to be really kind of like a warm red like this, or they're going to be a cool purple red. And you can start to see this happening now. Definitely in here, all over in here. These colors. These colors I'm going to take down. I'm going to take them all down, probably just with a little bit of white now. Probably going for the mid-tone of this reflections, cool reflections here. Probably let's go with that one. Probably running around a 4. Doing it, this, if you're doing you're gonna be doing a lot of palette knife painting on this one, I would say you could probably go with a smaller canvas, because palette knife will just eat your paint up. Still dark. That's pretty good. Very little greenish version of it. Not bad. And purples should be nice. I don't get that much. What I'm looking for, might have to, add a little bit of color to this. This purple is going to be kind of interesting, but it's probably not going to be as red as we'll need. But it is all over in here. But it could be a little. Sometimes the white will just, overpower it and wipe out a lot of color. And then your purple. You can find purples and stuff in windows. And again, in the reflections. We're going to have to, come up with probably a little sky color yet. That's a little warm. It would probably just be oxide without. It's going to be oxide red without too much blue. But then these guys here, let's start bringing these guys down with just a little bit of white. this will start getting us into like these lighter yellows and things like that. I would say you could do these. You don't have to do these ones up here. Because these ones down here, we're just going to take these colors and add yellow to them anyway to get the final little colors we need. And then we're going to take a look at this and see where we are. These are nice colors to remember too. Those are definitely, you know, you can get all over in here with these guys. Start getting into this, some of these yellows and stuff, especially in the trees. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to just take a little bit of these guys and add cad yellow to them. Get these really brighter yellow, more greens and stuff. Usually I've been using a lot of cad yellow and things lately. Start to see where this starts to get in here. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of yellow greens, some yellow whites. All right, the last few things I want to do, making sure I have this, some of these oranges here. I'm just kind of missing a few of these oranges here because I'm going with greens and things. I'm not really putting any, you know, reds in here, reds and yellows together yet. So we're going to put together some ochre and this is ochre and oxide red. That was gold ochre, but I'm going to go back with regular ochre. Too close to each other. Didn't really change it. Dog hair. Always good to get dog hairs in painting. It's always good luck. That's really in there. That's pretty good, but it's just as you could tell, kind of sticks out like a sore thumb color-wise against everything because it has a lot of richness to it. It's just it's good, but it's just a little bit over the top. So we need to tone it down. I'd probably just take a little bit of blue purple or something like that up here and just rub it in here and just bring it down a little bit. That's how you kind of get your, you know, keep your colors working together so that you all have just a little bit of something in them that's alike. That didn't have, so that's basically adding blue to it, just a scratch of blue to it to gray it out. I'll take this color. I'm gonna do two little things to it because I'm looking at a few house things here I want to look at. One I'm gonna add cad yellow to. I'm looking for basically this really fine oranges in here. That didn't do much to it, so I'm gonna add some more. You need to make a shift.
Sorry, Jim, what was that? That was, did you say yellow ochre or gold ochre?
Yellow ochre I ended up using.
Okay.
I tried gold ochre at the very, just a little bit of it, and it didn't do anything to it because has a lot of red in it already, so it just didn't move it. The regular ochre did a better graying down job.
So it was yellow ochre and what else in there?
Yellow ochre, and then just a little bit of blue.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And then over here, I'm bringing down and adding cad yellow to it. This is cad yellow. I'm going to go down one more step with this color because I think it's going to get me right to here. some more yellow, just a little bit, whatever's on my knife here. Yeah, it's a nice rich yellow. I'm really thinking that's going to get me into that stuff. So these yellow oranges are going to be like your really nice topping colors. I split this pile, and I'm going to put some Cad Red into this one. Cad Red's lighter than it, so it should work out. I'm going to leave it there. Just add a little bit more. Did not use much Cad Red in this painting yet, but it's in here. I'm gonna add just a little bit of Cad Orange to it too. Just give me one little fiery color. One little fiery color that I can drop into certain areas and stuff. It'll be a little strong, but it could bring some life to it. So I'm gonna leave it there. The sky. Let me see if I can get the sky out of this. I think it's a warm. It's just a little warm. I was thinking about it going up there, but you can see, you put that up there. Yeah, it's cooler than this. Let me see if it's like this. This is cooler. This comes from the Oxide Red. Yeah, a little pink. Okay. Yeah, I think I had some ochre in that. This is Oxide Red with white by itself. No blue or anything else, just a scraping of Oxide Red. There you go. So it's a warm red, Oxide Red with white, lots of white. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit more of that. Take that over here. I don't say the really, this will darken up a little bit. So I'm gonna just have a little bit darker version of it. Doesn't look like darker, does it? But it's nice to have these oranges and stuff. Just a little bit more ochre or transparent in there, just to give me a nicer area up here. Sometimes, yeah, they look good here, but they don't play well. I mean, when you start getting the contrast of everything together, these guys seem to jump a little bit more. So that being said, let's make one. Okay, color-wise, let's go through the colors. This is just a little bit more. This is just Oxide Red and white. Makes a nice little warm color that will get in here and help with my pinks. Just a kind of a warm pink. More dusty, dirty pink, I don't know. Okay, color-wise. We started off up here with alizarin crimson and phthalo greens. And we brought them down here and we just added just a little bit of yellow to them. Probably trying to get to like keeping them at like an 8 value, keeping them pretty dark. And we brought them down here and I split them and I added orange to them. And then I added white to them to split them, split the pile, and then added white to them, trying to get them to like a 4 value, but sometimes she's use all your paint. Then come down here and add cad yellow to them again and get them these really high key greens and stuff. So we got the four greens we made up here. We brought it down here. We have what is that, 30 greens to play with. Over here we got the water going, and basically those are just going to be 4 colors. Come down here and get a dozen colors out of it. These are just phthalo green and blue right here. This is on the blue side. This is sort of on the phthalo green side. Bring them down with white and then bring them down again. They could probably come down one more time, but we'll see. Here we got, again, blue and oxide red. Bringing those guys down to like an 8. Bring them down again to a 4 with white. Then I decided, got to get the oranges in there. You need basically a lot of greens. Oranges didn't really pop out because we weren't really using red and yellows together to mix those, but we do need those for all the buildings and lights and things like that. So we took these colors. Started off with oxide red, and I used ochre. This is gold ochre. So I used just a hair of that, but it didn't work out. So really I used regular ochre here. Didn't need much, just to really take the edge off it. And then I had just a touch of blue because it was just a hair too bright. Compared to everything else, didn't have really a nice enough character to it. So I took this, but this is oxide red and blue, and added just a scraping in here to pull it down a little bit. So it's really just adding blue to it, just scraping blue. I split that pile. This one I added more cad yellow to it. And then I took it again and I split it and I added a lot more cad yellow to it. So I got a really kind of a bright one here. Over here, instead of using yellow, I used red. And I took it over here and added more red to it because I thought, I really want, you kind of need that really pungent little sparks here and there against these greens, against light red, yellow, right? I'm going to need those colors. So definitely want to have that in here. I pulled these guys down with just adding white to them, trying to see if I could get the sky in there. Just a hair too warm. So I went over and I added some oxide red to it. Didn't really do the right job here. But oxide red was the color. So I used oxide red and white and got the sky, a lot of white here in oxide red, just a scraping of oxide red, a lot of white. I added just a little bit more oxide red here to it. And here I added more oxide red. So that's really just oxide red and white, just a couple variations of value there. And that's pretty much it. That's what I was going to work with today. I'm going to tone my canvas. I have burnt sienna. You could do that if you want. I'm just going to tone it with red. This is oxide red. I'll just tone it with myself. Why? I just want to just dull down some of those greens a little bit as they go in there. I don't want them too strong. So there's my palette. Any questions? Sure, there's colors you guys don't have. Okay. You've been warned. We are now on to finally painting. Congrats. I'll bring you back and move this thing around. I'll bring you guys in as close as I can. Still need to get my feet in here, so it's always a little tough. Put this back up here so you guys can see it. All right, painting with safflower oil again. Okay, so I'll be blocking it in with my big brush. Now this is going to be kind of loosey-goosey, you know? I'm going to take it really kind of, well, where I think the sky is going to really kind of keep it light there, but there's a drawing. Everything's in place, perfectly in place. I have no problems with that. See, just keep all the information up top too. That's the fun thing about this. Just a little bit of just this stuff designed is fun. Real fun to look at. Really just. And then you got the water. Just a little bit of in here. That water is going to be pretty dark. Hopefully I made up I probably, geez, you know, the painting is pretty much 3/4 water. You know, that's the only color. That's a
Bing.
Pretty doggone.
Audrey already ran up to the bookcase.
Hello.
Sorry. I have a dog visiting and the cat just ran as far away as possible. I will mute.
That's okay. You know, that's right. I paint by myself so much, and it's kind of fun to just hear things just kind of like pop out of nowhere. I got dogs doing that. I mean, they're always coming down too, but that's fine. I'm going to take it really kind of easy on this top stuff because, like, you can see almost a lot of the stuff back in here. Buildings. We got buildings back there. We got squares. And if you're seeing squares, you're looking way too close. Windows and things like that. Yes, toning this out and trying to see what's going to happen here. Since I'll probably be doing, like I said, a lot of knife work hopefully on this one. Want to have it just a little too better toned out, rubbed out here a little bit. Okay, definitely rubbing out the sky a little bit. Keep it off center too. Got a tree here. It's going to come in right about closer to the center. Push that bridge over, I think, a little bit more off center. Buildings then coming in right about here. Just a stair step of buildings. That's all it is. Think of it as stair step. And there's nothing there that says what it has to be. So really just this getting that one light that kind of goes from one, you know, getting these darks in here that go from one side to the other side and just, you know, right in here. I'm going to clean those guys out a little bit. My drawing underneath the bridge. Move Okay. Draw it in now, just a hair. So this is the bank right in here. Other bank right over here, just a little up, down, and all. That's it. Got a little right in the middle that connects the two banks. You can see the shadow or reflection of the bridge above. Right here. Toughest thing, one little arc right here. Tree here, tree up to there, trees underneath. Won't worry about that. And just a little hair, just hair of a light over here. You know, draw it in where you can make sense out of it. There you go. That's the path. There'll be some regular bushes here, some other bushes here. Tree down coming up. I'm probably a little low. I think I'm a little low on that stuff. Yeah. One goes all the way off. That's like a stadium, it looks like. I'm gonna make sure I got the second building. This would look like Hampton Inn here. You know, just the corner of it coming down into the bridge. That bridge keeps kind of going across this way, just a little angle. So just a little, nice little angle coming in too. So it's not perpendicular with the top of the painting, so it does have a little angle to it. It's pretty nice. Right into the building. So there's another little arch right in here, and that catches some orange light right in here. That's going to catch some orange light. Keep these guys not the same. Water keeps going behind here. So just a little thing. And if you look back there, there's a teeny another bridge back in here, but that's the kind of stuff I was saying. If you're seeing all this stuff underneath in that little area, you're looking too close. You're looking way too close. You don't need that much stuff. And then you got the end of the Hampton Inn right there. So I look like I'm just a little too far. It's okay though. Push it back this way, I think. Push this back a little bit. Push this back a little bit. Green trees here. Greens to reds. Very much. I'm not going to get too much into this thing. All right. Sky value is pretty much right there already. You know, I don't have to do, you know, basically I'm using oxide red, right? Pretty much what the color is. Should not have to do too much color changes there. I mean, when I'm just basically using this little more opaque paint on that. I get, yeah, the waterfall down in here. Coming in. I said, of course, I said this. I said, I don't like this waterfall. I hate this waterfall, right? That's me. You know, you guys might like it. So that's why I'm going to put it in. Anyway, if nothing else, you know, it's just an idea of how you can handle your knife, how you can handle things, paint it in there. No big deal. but sometimes there's just a lot of little are some interesting areas on how to paint it that you know, that might, just how to paint it that might come in handy later on. Somewhere else down your painting career that you go, oh yeah, I can remember painting that, and I did it this way and it worked out pretty well. So that's usually how you use these things. Okay, I think the drawing's pretty much there. I'm really trying to remind myself about like what's there, like, and where I know it's the bridge here is going to be the focus, right? The lights, and then in the lights areas up here too. But so when you get these darks, make sure you get the darks in the right spot, right in here. You want to like right here underneath this green tree, this tree right here, right by the bridge. Definitely this area here. That's where I want to hit some really strong darks. And the same over here on the side of the bridge, in the light of the bridge and that arc here, getting that one in. Those two. This one's a little more orange. This one's a little more brown. So let's get going. Let's get going with this. Like those places are good ones to start keying out right away. So I'm going to go with some. Let's try this. Let's try. I might have to warm this up, but this is alizarin and phthalo green, and putting that underneath this tree here, and marking my area. Like I said, I'm going to be using a lot of knife work, but I just want to speed this along a little bit with my brush before I get going into that. Okay, I'm going to even put a little bit of it over here on this, where I see these bushes right here that are right at the bottom of the arc here. See about some other places here. I'm going to work this red. Definitely when you see the light in these darks, you're going to see a lot of warmth, and that means they have a lot of red in them. And so this is a nice little red here. It's for back in here. It's not bad. It works pretty nice. It's almost like a brown. So I'm going to put that even a little deeper because I think it goes back here on the edge. You can help me and just get that final little turn of the water down here. It really just helps get the whole structure solidified. The painting. Okay. Down here, definitely you could probably put it, in your darks down in here first too. It's a little cool, but this being farther away from the light and everything else definitely gets down in here. These two areas here that kind of bookend the water here. And you got this lovely rock here. I'm just going to put my paint in. Still using one color. I have not changed any colors yet. This is phthalo green and alizarin. Really just layering it in here in my darks. Just getting it in here just to. All right. That color's done. I'm going to go with like now right next to it. Try again. This is just more phthalo green than the red. I start to see that it's really dark, but you can see the green start to come through on it. Definitely, I put it farther away from the lights. Maybe right here, though. Let's see a little bit of green showing through there. On some of these bushes back out here, because it just cooled off a little bit. There's a lot of red showing where the light hits it, but there's a little bit of green. So I'm gonna just tone this area here, underneath here, right here. What I'm not painting. There's a light green. There's a tree that's catching a lot of light. And I'm just trying not to get this color too heavily into that area, more into the shadow areas of trees. Just rubbing it in. See it over here a little bit on this side. This side has a lot more trees and a lot more green into it. I mean, going into this area here, out here, this is where it faded off. That's where I could see the bushes on this back end side, which is a good spot to hit hard just because it stops. It gives a nice stop to the everything. You know, it's got a nice garden here, the trail. Just gonna rub out this color here. I got a little bit of. Just to rub it out, I just basically would run it out, whatever I have in my brush here a little bit. I'm not just going here. Okay. Good. 2 colors down. Bunch to go. The next one is phthalo green and oxide red. A lot warmer stuff. I see this right here in this arch. Oops. Arch of this tree, arch of the coming through here on that bridge right there. Has a lot of red showing through it. Probably almost just a touch more red than at the beginning here. And then I'm going to bring that over and use it on this area back here. Make finish this line here and then bring it down on some of these trees here. Just wherever that light is, there's a little bit of warmth. And that warmth usually is right at the edge of the trees, right before the light gets there. So, and that warmth, you can, if you put red in there, this is going to be more cad red going in here too. But just starting that difference between the greens to a red, to a yellow, and just having a little more warm red into your brush will help make the transition to the light. You know, you can it definitely will be a lot quicker than what I have, but definitely there. So this is on the red side. Push it a little heavier right in here, right where there's a tree coming out of these bushes. And there's some light back in here too. Taking full advantage of this color, pushing it in here at the bottom and stuff. And bringing it up. So keeping that side pretty warm. Maybe up here just a touch. A lot of places now it's just a touch, just a touch. Okay, now I'm going to look at this color again. And I can see it right here on the water. It's really reflected from this tree. I'm going to put it in a little darker. It's usually, I would put the dark, I'm going to put a little bit in here for the tree in the middle. This is that middle, this tree right by the bridge here. So right here on the bank, on this side, just gets a little bit of this color coming in here. I saw it right in here, and so that's where I'm gonna look for it. I always work looking up to down here, going through it, seeing where else I can put it in. Got a lot of stones down in here. Stones have so many colors in them. You can see it right here on the edge a little bit. So I'm trying to get as much as I can get done with one color, each color, before I move on. So I was going to ask you guys really liked painting the person, if that was just too much. Rather paint landscapes for animals compared to that.
I prefer landscapes and seascapes. But I did paint the woman. It's very difficult. Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. She's very difficult. Just something different sometimes. Something that if you can paint a person, you can paint anything. That's the whole thing. Is if you can paint a person, they are the hardest thing out there. If you can paint that, yeah, a landscape's nothing compared to that.
Okay.
That's the way to think of it. And you did it, right?
Yeah, I'll have to finish it. I just didn't finish the chickens, so I have to finish the chickens and then upload it.
The chickens are fun. We had some really good chickens showing up. I was real out of fun with that. So, well, definitely, yeah, we'll keep the landscapes, keep a little more animals, stuff like that. We are finishing up here. I think next week's pretty much it, right? That was
really?
it last week. Yeah.
I won't be here next. I'll have to catch up on YouTube or something. I'm away.
You are so far behind.
I know. But I did post the straw bale.
You did a great job on that. I love that. That was a great job. Yeah, that was for French hay bale. You did a great job.
Yeah.
I like that. I liked it a lot.
Thank you. It was fun.
It is. It was a fun one. It's like, it always brings a smile on my face, that one. All right. We got our dark greens. I got my cool red green. let me see if this is, well, it's not a cool red green. It's my oxide red and green one. Basically, so far I've done 3 colors. I'm not sure where this one's going to go. It's more of a neutral green, but I'm sure it probably could fit into some of these other places. Just a slightly different value. I mean, it's cooler, but It's one of those colors that, it might not just show up too much. Yeah, doesn't do much. Okay. Here, I'll use it up down here on some moss that's growing on this guy. Get some of that done. More green right there anyway. I'll get this tip. Okay, I did not waste my color. Just being frugal. I could go with my blues right away and get into here, but I would rather paint this top part. So I'm gonna stay in the green sections before I go to the blues, because a lot of blues down in here. I'm just I'd rather have this section here figured out a little bit better. So I'm just try and stay with my cooler greens. This is the second value, number 8. This is be phthalo green and alizarin, but it's with a touch of yellow in it, but it's on the green side. So it's really kind of a green value. I mean, a cooler green. And I'm going to put it right here on this edge. So it's really green. The other one with the red in it, more alizarin in it, just seems to have gone more mustardy, which some people really probably will like. I hear that. But this color is going to be pretty nice just on the, in this tree here, definitely just on the top areas coming in. Probably going to have to run a little warmth again into this outside edge when I get there. Bring that in. Same way I'm painting too. I'm kind of painting kind of chunky. Putting the colors in with with a big brush, kind of more squarish and things, because I'm thinking about my the knife work that's going to go in here, the control of the knife, how that's going to just be, how these two are going to marry together. So reflection, just going to put a little green into that water there. Come over here and same color. I have a lot of greens, right? And we all should have a lot of greens. And we will see really how many we really end up using. So far, gotten this almost blocked in using just a few of these greens. I'm going to tone a little bit of this bright green down here that's going to be on top here. I'm going to tone that area down a little bit with this green. That means when I'm toning it down, I'm not like putting it full strength. I'm kind of putting it lightly in there. So trying just to get a little bit in there. But there's underneath here, underneath that, there's a tree back. This little bit of light right in here coming in. Maybe I'll try this a little more yellowish. But yeah, that's much better. So this color is just like that one, but it is on the green side. It is oxide red and yellow, oxide red, phthalo green, and yellow. Just on a little bit warmer than this stuff over here. So as you can see, you put it in there. You might be able to use it right above the lights, where the lights are going to pop out of here, just to break up that green. That's about it on those trees. You don't give them a ton of stuff. Definitely, this green is warmer than the other one. So I'm going to get it down here in the lower parts of this area here. This is going to be warmed up a little bit more, but want to get it there. Okay. Now, let me see if this works. This is now I'm going to come back to this warmer one. This is alizarin in green and yellow. And I was thinking it was going to be this tree right here. This tree's catching a lot more warmth. So it's going to be on the outside of this tree. And it's just going to, that first dark I put in. Now this is where this, a little bit of, you don't want to wipe out all that dark I put in there. You know, that's the little key thing. So when I put this in here, I'm going to put it in once and you just got to leave it. You just going to, like, you know, push it in here a little bit. Just leave it. You don't work it too hard because you'll get rid of all your darks. So it's going to be just a couple little dots and you can leave. That's, you know, what I talked about. And this tree comes up a little bit on this side and then a bit more there. Not a whole lot of places. This is going to also, let me see. It'll end up being in these, where these oranges are, over on this side. Can be a little bit more on the ground in areas. A little bit into this bridge here, this little bit into the bridge. That bridge is really catches a lot of coolness right in there. Well, I want to get everything else rounded in there too. Okay. Did not get in this, missing this. Push that one a little bit too far into this area here. That's the thing with these night scenes. They go pretty fast because there's not a whole lot of different colors and things like that to play with. Okay. All right. I'm going to try this one. This is oxide red, phthalo green, and yellow. It's a lot brighter, and this is where I was thinking it was going to go, right in this area here. At least underneath, and then look at it for this brighter tree down in here that comes forward. So we've got a layering of trees. That's the thing I was trying to really get it kind of across, create the depth of this yellow. Yellow greens and red greens and blue greens, and how they just kind of go back and forth, back in space. And now I'm going to be topping off a few other things. I might add just a little more yellow to that color too. Now, I think almost too light. But I'm going to come back and just get the tops of these trees. Like, it is kind of dabby. But I was thinking on top of these bushes over here, definitely in these plants she has garden down in here. These definitely the highlights just on the top of these bushes. With that. Get a few other things here. Okay. I'm just going to go down, and this is where I start putting orange in. And same value, just a touch of orange goes right into this tree and into the bank underneath here. Going to come in over here a little bit. It's going to be a little lighter yet. Okay. You can take that up all the way up here and use it to break up this color back in here, this line here a little bit. Not too much. I think this color also. Just looking around variations, I can see that I'm kind of like into this color right now, just like when it hits you and stuff. Maybe this could be the highlight on this tree over here on the trunk too, and pick up this other tree that's going across here. There. Just thinking. Also, just a few spots in here, maybe. Okay. Back in here underneath the bridge. And putting it back in here too is the back area here. Basically, that I'm just going to be using that color and just a variation of it, just a little cooler. Fill in underneath here a little bit. Got a little more yellow right in the middle, but that's okay. All right, that's good. Come to a brighter yellow green here. That's where I was thinking, right in here. Up there, I just started getting the yellow green. Right back in here. Everything's getting a little dabby. It's good. A lot of yellow greens underneath this tree here. I say yellow greens. Okay, the yellow greens are again phthalo green mixed with oxide red. And these ones are made with has yellow in it, and then came down and I put some cat orange into it. That's this color. It's kind of a mustard, a little stronger, a little darker than it's more. It feels like it could be like an umber. Could be like a raw umber almost, but it's a little yellow on the yellowish side. You know, you can always, use those colors too. But straight out of the tube, but we just don't work that way. Gonna use. Looking at back in here, maybe I can just little spots now. Everything's good. The amount of light and stuff as we go here, going to be always a little bit less there each time. The amount of spaces you're using it's going to be a lot less. We haven't painted the buildings in, but we're getting there because I'm getting these certain colors out of my brush, and then I'll be getting to my yellow whites and stuff like that. Which is pretty much where I am now. I'm going to be going, let's see if I can get this. I'm going to dip my brush, just the tip of it in oil. I'm going to be using phthalo green, oxide red, it has yellow, and it has orange in it. And I'm just dipping my brush just barely in before I grab my paint. Right, so that I smooshed up the paint a little bit. Just get a little bit of oil because I want to run a line here of for this cement, and that's what's going to be able to get it across in one stroke. You know, I'll be able to take it from here, turn it, and go down here and get that color over one thing without before it changes. That's good. That's really good. I'm pretty happy with that. Also that color, look at it. I saved this one spot right here in the middle back in here, in this bridge here, because of that color I saw there. Definitely could start being into these trees here, taking them up in this one area here, just a little cooler, and then it warms up really strong. That's as far as I want to go with this brush for that kind of stuff. But now I'm just going to start building right in here and finishing off this stuff. Using my those yellow oranges we just made, I made up at the end. I want to get, you know, even this color's pretty light and stuff. I still don't want to get it too close to the edge here. I'd rather keep the light strength closer to the middle of the painting. And, you know, keep the oranges bunched up. Going to end up being bunched up in the middle here too. So yeah, this one is just the same color: oxide red, phthalo green, cad yellow, cad orange. Oh, these have white in them. I'm sorry. That's what the big difference was. They have white in them. A lot more white. Right, this one. I think this thing is just a touch too big. So it's just going to be really kind of dabby. That's the pole there. I'm going to paint it with that. Probably put a little more green into it. Everything else looks pretty good. I mean, I could use this color for like up here on this building here to catch a little warmth. This is some of the, I think this the Hilton Inn here, or Hampton Inn. Hampton Inn. So just some of the the whites on that building and stuff really turn kind of yellow. The lights on them. Okay. All right. We are getting down to it. We start really building up this thing. This thing is just gonna, when I put the oranges in, it's gonna come to life, but I'm gonna finish putting a few yellows in. No, not yet. Nope. Gonna go to the oranges. Then I go to a smaller brush too for this. Go to a synthetic, probably number 12, 10 for me. This is the color I built for this. This is that, what color is that? That is oxide red light and ochre. Right here. Bring it down into the tree. Push it back into this tree a little bit here. Whenever I push it into something, definitely wipe my brush before I do anything else, you know, before I go back and touch more paint, because basically it's just going to pollute my paint a lot. Now, unless I'm going to be painting in here a little bit like this, that's good. Just a couple touches into the tree a little bit, so you kind of feel like it sees through. Kind of takes care of a lot of things. I had to go to where I added just a little tad red to it. As it comes down here, you can see this red start to show through. This warmth start to show through at the bottom of the over here. Top is kind of cool, which we don't have to do anything to. I'm just going to work this color up a little bit in here. So don't worry about the windows. Might add just a little more red to my color now, and get this one right in here underneath the building. Right underneath the building, start getting that in. And go around the bottom of everything too, of the light, where I see the light going through here. And just putting a little bit of this color in there. This red, this is CAD red and oxide red plus yellow ochre. You start seeing it, the warmth into this tree here. And the outsides. Okay. All right. Gonna keep that color. I'm gonna just paint the Hampton Inn back in here with it. I'll probably gray this out a little bit. It's just a little bit of too strong color. But basically, I don't really want to see too much back here. These are just going to be squares. Grab the green that was in the tree here. Just going to blend these guys all together. That's why I put that green there in the first place. I saw it, but I said, you know, knew it's going to have to blend into this area here. So when I was using red and stuff, I'm just going to blend it out in a little bit more. Not worry about any edges. Don't have to worry about too much there because of, you know, you still got sky to put in and things like that. All right. I'm going to switch colors now. I need to go to a little bit darker, warmer, dark. I'm missing this part of the bridge right here. I want to put it in with oxide red and blue. Straight more oxide red and blue. Right there. And I'm going to push the CAD red into this color, into that color. And the bottom up. And just so I gotta cool that dark off a little bit more. So I'm gonna keep that. This building got a little light. Oxide red and blue here. I'm going back in with this building across the street here. I thought that, you know, I put the green there. Thought the green did the job, but I want to darken this building down a little bit more because of it's not playing really well with the bright red here I want to put in. Back. I probably should have made a blue and cad red too. I should have made probably that color. Yeah, should have made that color in here too. That's really has a nice. It's gonna be nice into a few of these oranges and stuff. I can get some builds back in here, and then right here on the edge here. All right. Definitely that building there back there. I'm gonna put in just a. I mix up this cad red, right? And I put in white. And I said, well, I was looking for the sky, going, well, this is, not gonna work because it's the sky. I was looking for the sky color, and the red isn't right. But I mixed it up again, use that same color. Put just a touch of yellow into it, but that's going to be right here underneath the bridge. That's going to be this light underneath here. And I'm going to just take this and run my brush, just hold my brush straight and just, make the arch like that. Oh, could have went a little bit warmer. Probably could use just a little bit more cad yellow into it. Now a little more red, but it's real close. The red's usually going to come from up here, underneath and stuff. Just building these colors up a little bit. At some point, you'll probably be even using almost pure cad reds into some of these areas here, like over here, because of all the buildup of color. I'm going to go with my yellows, and we have not even touched the water yet. I'm just working on these details back in here, and I probably should be stopping with that. And going with that, but this is the fun part. This is kind of areas. See how you put it on? You just let the brush, take and do the work. You're just barely holding on and letting the brush push everything around for you. Okay, this is that yellow. I added yellow to it at the very end. It's oxide red. Came with ochre, and then I put on one side, put cad yellow into it. Got a real mustardy color. This is where I went and put a ton more yellow into it, and that goes right in here. This one little area here. Right, almost right into this tree, and then just a hint of light. Basically, I'm just dropping my brush in here and catching that last little stuff there. Okay. All right. Last part is painting the water. We got 40 minutes to paint it. What are we gonna do with all that time? I'm gonna grab a different brush. Oh, that brush is dead. Okay, another brush. Doesn't have to be very, very good. I'm gonna just block in this water here, and then I'm gonna use my knife. I'm gonna use very darks, oxide blue and alizarin, blue and phthalo green. Just straight. Not mixing too much. I just over mixed with one stroke. Okay. Also going to be using a little bit of warmth of oxide red and blue in here, mostly down in here, you know, right in here. So this is on the blue side. Just lock in this back area here, going back a little bit. Put in that green there because I saw it, and I just put it in too early, but luckily I'll be painting with a knife here, so it should be okay to fix these things. Push this back. I got some lights put in here, got some nice darks, got some interesting things coming in here. All right, keep my right back in here. Definitely, this is a one spot. You know, this goes at an angle. This bridge. So basically, since that's going at an angle, it's going to feel, and then everything else is kind of going in and out on this thing. One little spot here on this water back in here that runs parallel with the top of the painting will help this painting feel right. Otherwise, it's going to feel like it's tilted a little bit. Little things to keep an eye on. Lots of color going in here. Even when you get this, you know, did not use a lot of blues and stuff in here yet. In here.
What blue is that, Jim?
The one I'm using, yeah, the one I'm using right now, this one, is blue and oxide red. It's on the blue side.
Okay. Okay. I'm using
I started off with the phthalo green and blue and went on to that.
Blue and oxide red, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mix up some colors here just because of my brush. I did not mix up enough, but we'll see. We'll see, because I am going to this area here would be good to touch up, darken it in one more time. I'm getting, you know, I haven't put in my lights because I did want to put them in with my knife. I did not put in a few things here, but let's get going on that stuff. Let me see. I'm going to turn this bridge blue for a second. This is just blue I'm gonna lighten it up, but I just want to get that blue tint in there before I use it all in here, because that could happen really quite easily. All right. It's a mess. What the hell was I thinking? Okay. Let's see what I'm doing. I'm going to go with, basically, I'm going to be working with blues and purples here, going through my cool colors in this water. And I'm going to start putting out my knife. Got a little bit of greens in here, stuff going in here. But a lot of pinks got to come in. Pinks are going to look really good. It's like putting frosting on the cake. I wish I would have darkened in, sorry. Put a little more darks underneath here in this water here. Right in here. I want it just a little darker because of when I do put in the white and stuff, it has something to mix with quickly and will work. This is just speeding it up. If you want to do this, all this work with just your knife, you know, it will work out fine too. But this color here is the phthalo green. Basically, I had mixed a little bit of phthalo green and blue on the green side with a little oxide red and blue to get in here. The reason I did that is really simple. I just ran out of the color I needed, so I kind of mixed it up. That's the way this, but that's the beauty of this, is that these colors work great together and pretty much got the color I wanted. Let's need to get a little darker back in here, but I wanted to get this darker because I want to be able to slap a little bit of when I get to my lights, my pinks, and stuff down here. I just want to be able to draw them in and stuff. So all this now, the rest of this is going to be just a little building of blues and purples. I'll be starting with my darks. I'm going to start off with like oxide red and blue on the blue side because of I think it goes back farther in the painting. But this should come pretty quickly. I'm going to just, this doesn't really show up a whole lot in here, but I think it'll be fun to have the water painted like this. I will then just, you know, I'll end up doing a little bit of that work, lights and stuff with the knife too. So it's going to pull it all together at the end. So I got a lot of darks back down in here. So this is oxide red and blue with a touch of white. And basically I'm just going around the edge here, funneling the strokes towards this one area here. More blue on this side, a little more. It's always fun to see what this does too. Sometimes, you know, the knife just picks up a lot of texture from the board itself. So, you know, I'm using linen here, so it's going to be a little different than using regular canvas. This is the red version of it. I see that coming in here too, just a little closer things. This rock and here. I don't even know if I made up this orange. Okay, I don't think I did. Oh, I did. I got stuff. So this is just those oxide red and blue. just a touch of white. And kind of a brown, you know, purple brown. So that red kind of goes really good with this green back in here too. The red in that dark. This is almost full strength, well, without any white in it. Blue, phthalo green, and blue here. Right in this little area here. Okay, got my darks in here pretty good. Started getting my purples in there, got my blues in there. Okay. Now I'm going to go down the little bit lighter colors. These are phthalo green and blue mixed with white. Basically, I'm just going to follow these little eddies here coming in. I'm going to get the paint on my brush, on my knife, very flatly, and wiggle it down here just a little bit, and that can go on. I'm not going to worry too much about the white area here yet. Making sure I got some of this blue in here, but I'm not trying to get underneath this area yet. That's me. That's how I'm working it. Trying to sneak up on it. So I use a lot of the flat part of my knife. And I definitely don't want a total mix when I'm doing this. I don't want this thing to blend. I really want one color to, you know, just to lay over the other one. And, you know, and when it does, go away from it. Don't, you'll create mud really quickly. So you put it down, you just kind of push it into each other, let the knife create the painting edge for you. Let me go back for a little bit farther, maybe add a little green to it now. I go back, it just gets less and less back in here, but okay. Starting to put things in. Okay. Yeah, I've gone. It's pretty much to everything else. Now I'm going to just be going to my last number 4 values of these colors. Using the blues, the pinks, and the purples to lay these on top. I'm going to start off my blues again. Blue green, I think I'm going to start with back in here. I put it on here already. That's the thing. And if you wanted to do this other bridge that's in here, all I'm going to do is, you know, light wise, you know, it's just an arc underneath another arc. just a hint of something back there. It's a nice bright color. So yeah, I saw it right in here into this tree. This is probably, you know, just drag it in into the water like that. Just leave it. Less is more. Less is more on this color. Or where you put the knife in. Yeah, bring it up here. Zigzag it. Zigzag your color a little bit. I mean, as I'm going in here, I'm going to think of a zigzag color in here. Right. As I come up, it's going to be a little bit less. It's because it turned into a lot of real pinkyish here. But, you know, over here, just lay it flat, just so you can get this. The whole thing flat, just drag it. You're going to start blending it a little bit more down at the bottom here. But as long as you get, you know, the takeaway up here, it's fun. Almost too bright. I should have used a darker blue. A little bit too light. Right in here. All right. Same over here. Darkening down my white, my blue lights. One of the things I kind of didn't do because I don't, you know, I should have thought about is when you do put things in with a knife, they go in a little bit brighter than they would with a brush because of the amount of paint you're using. It's catching a lot more light. So yeah, I probably should have darkened down this color a little bit more. But a lot of times it is, you know, going against this, you know, light color here. So could definitely be a little bit of it too. Not a whole lot of colors coming in here yet. All right, I'm not going to go too heavy over here yet. I want to just get a few things in here. Okay, that color, I think I can get in between these rocks of that color and pretty much not have to do too much more. It's going to come in just like this. Come down, go in here, go in there, here, and then this swoops in. Like that. Oh, just thinking ahead, getting closer really quick. Be going with my purples. I think of purples that really look like need some color in those. Those guys are kind of very getting down a little grayer than they should have. So this is oxide red and blue, and now has a little more oxide red into it and white. Most of these colors here come from this side over here. So basically I'll be dragging my brush from that, my knife from there, putting the colors in over here, and then dragging them across this way. Because the color seems like it's stronger there than it is over here. Over here, by the time it gets to here, it's mixing. And that's why I start to stroke over there. And I get down in here. Lights changes a little bit. It starts to catch right in here. A little more pinks. That's full strength pink. Missed it. I should probably back in here a little bit. Came a little too far on that. All right, fix it. This being knife work too, you know, we don't have to be perfect, so it's a great thing. Knife looks just so you can see how the brush work starts to work with the knife really nicely. Back in here, definitely want to get a nice little line of color here. Leave it. There you go. And we're looking at the lighter blue, purples, the cooler ones, the ones that have more red, blue in them. Coming in here. And working that up. Mixing your blues a little bit. It's being one of the last colors for the water and stuff. Really, you put it on and really try not to mix too much. Because of you'll make a mess. You want to just really put it in the right areas. Just live with it a little bit. Get a little more color right in here. Okay. I thought this was going to be the easy one to do. But I forgot, you know, got a lot of stuff up here. And to do it right and stuff, a lot of fun things to put in there. Like I could put this in a little bit more. I could basically I'm painting this thing. So let me speed forward a little bit and I'll just put in this water here. Definitely I would start with probably the greenish white here. Maybe just bring that up a little bit in value with white. So this is green and white, more aqua color, or maybe the blue too. Might have to bring both you guys up. Values, try not to get too bright. Still but let's see what happens. I'm going to try and get this one streak in here first. This little coming down in here, coming in, and it comes in and just twist it with my knife, roll it down, and then take it over here and drag it down. Trying to get everything, see it, things as lines, knowing that that was it. Okay, if that didn't work, you know, you can add to it, but you're not, you know, don't keep going at it, because you will just make mud really quickly. So I can be adding, like, you know, tops to it, maybe a little bit brighter here and things like that, but just twisting my wrist and everything to get this in. More phthalo green-ish here. Water. Then I'm going to go with like a purple on top here, I think, on some of these things. Just going to basically go back and just do a little stair step with my knife, going to get in this area here. And just, there's still paint on here. It just now you just got to work it a little bit to get the color come through, but I'm going to catch all these colors in here. So I'll be able to do more of these in-betweens nicely. That's about it right there. With that, I'm gonna go with like a purplish color when I come over here. Basically the same thing. I'm going to start the stroke up here and just snap it down and scrape it in there. A little bit more color, a little more paint would work. It's only different angles. And then build the, you know, just kind of almost like strands of hair. You know, you get these two big ones in here. And then you put the littler ones around the outsides, and maybe one in the middle that's kind of halfway down, that's, you know, picks up speed right here and just goes off. And then just basically a little more pinkish color because it's picking up sky underneath. And just a touch of orange. These colors might be just a touch bright, but right in here, right in there with the couple little spots here. And then I go back to light pinks, pinkish whites. I say pinkish whites, but I mean oxide red and white, in just a little bit of blue. And, you know, that's how I'd handle these guys. definitely some of these yellow whites over here. Be using the yellows we made up, yellow greens coming in over here. See, when you put them in like that, look at that, that yellow just jumps. That's what I was kind of saving for the final little things back in here. Just trying to go at these little hunts of light, you know, put the trees in. Getting these lights there. Definitely when I do lights, I don't like to do I want to just more of a swish than the starburst. You know, the camera sees a starburst, we don't. No. Basically, get the yellow, find these lights here that are going to go in here, and there, marking them. Basically, I put these lights in here, coming through here on the last things here. Working these oranges back into the water, and we're done. Getting close, you know. Definitely using some real CAD red up here. We still got to paint these guys, a few spots, and finish putting in that stuff. But that's about as far as we can go today. And I'll bring you in for a close-up. You guys can, I'll finish this up too. Won't be, it's really not too much longer. A lot of little knife work back in here, like I'm doing right now. Looking for, CAD red. You're gonna find CAD red right here in these areas here. CAD reds, CAD yellows, coming from the greens, like right over here. There's my mess so far. Okay, here we get you start seeing the trees and the things. Okay. So that's it. Nice, simple, clean. All right, I know, Lucy, I know Allison painted, and I know Anne Marie, did you paint? Carrie, you painted? I think everybody left me.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Thank you. Did you get much painted?
Well, you see.
Here
Yeah.
you come. Oops. You see, you go.
It looks like a mess.
Okay, let me get you a spotlight. There you go. Ooh, wait a second, a mess?
Yeah.
That's a nice mess.
Well.
Yeah, I like that. Very nice. Yeah, you start working when you start getting some more of the yellows and oranges into the water, little pinks in there too.
Mm.
And then just the little details of the buildings back there. Very, very nice. It's a really good design, to tell you the truth. It's because I love everything up squished up top and the big stuff going down there. Your waterfalls. I mean, just what you have there right now, even without any of work of the knife and stuff going for the highlights. Good definition in it, or you can really tell there's rocks underneath there. They got water going over them. Really great job on that. And I know that's probably was pretty simple to put in, right? You didn't think too much?
No, I didn't think so. I was just trying to be fast and catch up.
Look at that. I mean, that does everything, even without the highlights. And yeah, you had to catch up and stuff. This is pretty fast. You really caught up. Yeah, you just got to get the yellows and greens and more yellowish oranges and stuff in the grasses. And good. I mean, you followed really well on that. That's fabulous.
Thank you.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think that's an easy one to finish up.
Yeah.
Just playing with your knife to finish it all up. That's fun. Good job. I like your purples too. I like that purple in the water. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's see. Anne Marie. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, there she is. Did you?
Hello.
Of course you painted. You can tell you painted.
How can you tell?
It's all over your face.
Oh.
You always
Okay.
have some phthalo green going down your face.
I didn't get very far, but
You don't have any. I'm just kidding you.
but I
Oh, wow.
Ooh, what do you mean? That's fun. That's really exciting water. I see the knife can do some things in water like this that the brush just doesn't do. It doesn't leave the paint off the same way. And the way you dropped it off there, you can really see the direction of where the water's flowing. Really, really nice. Good trees, good greens going on there so far. You followed really, really well.
well,
Just
I know you focus more on the back part first, but I wanted to get a little bit of something, for all of it in. So then I got kind of caught up in the water, but I'll go back and finish.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, that's where I was going to go to at the end. Is just move back from the water and start focusing in the darks and in the oranges and the yellows, brighter yellows and stuff in the back. That's all it is. And you're right there. That's solid.
Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I'll proceed.
Real good. Really, yeah. Proceed. Good job on the water. I really like. Even if you're not too bright. That's always one of those little things is getting too bright in those the waves and the action of the water. There she is, Carrie. You're up, Carrie. There she is.
When you're talking about too bright, I'm like, oh my gosh, well, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh, you smart girl. You smart girl.
I don't know that I mixed it up right. I got too bright of a turquoise.
That's
Oh,
gorgeous.
that's okay. You still got a lot of pinks and
Pleased
you
with
still
my
got
progress today.
very pretty. I love this. I love the blue greens with the
I've
warmth
blocked
coming
it.
in.
Like she has more buildings done. I didn't done that part yet.
Yeah.
It's funny you were talking about changing the upper half, and I like that idea, so I kind of cut it off.
You're a smart girl.
I
You
love
are. Yeah, that really helps out. I mean, like I was just saying, yeah, beautiful. I really like. No, I know you were talking about the blues, the turquoise and stuff, but the intensity, getting that in there, you can always take it away, but sometimes you can never get it back. So getting it in there early, just like your darks, getting it in there and then lightening it up little by little, like you are. That's gonna be great. I mean, yeah, you don't get any of your pinks and purples and yellows in there yet. That'll push the turquoise away and stuff a little bit, but it's good to get it in there. I love that. Really good. Love that. Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking about size. That is a 12 by 24.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
12 by 24.
Smart. I had mine. I was reaching for it when we were talking. I go, I can't do that because of I got to show you some things, but
I like
really nice. I love it.
you. Thank
Good
you.
job. Smart girl. She comes back from COVID even stronger.
Hey,
Good
Carrie,
girl.
what was the, how big is that canvas? Did you make that canvas or did you buy it?
Oh, it's Hobby Lobby. It's a 12 by 24.
Ah, okay.
I love those.
It's a
It's
cheapie.
nice. It's cheap, but you know, sometimes when you're putting in painting things with knife like this, you don't have to have the best quality of stuff because the knife really puts the paint on so thickly. It's good to have it grab and stuff, but it's going to get really slidey when on the regular canvas. But it's it's good stuff. Also, the oblong size like that, it's fun to do something long and skinny
Yeah.
and stuff. Definitely instead of these kind of square, sort of rectangle kind of things I've been working on. So if we'll probably do one of those probably this winter when we start working again. And I will definitely let you guys know. At least get one 12 by 24 or 10 by 20s and stuff. That's what this thing is too. I can always cut this off 4 inches off here.
Yeah.
And and then make this the right size too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's harder to do when you have a stretch canvas.
Yeah.
But guys, thanks for painting. You guys really helped out. Those are really some really nice starts. Really, really nice starts. All of you guys. And when we start, I'll finish this up, post it. Basically, when you start really pushing the yellows and oranges at the end and to finish them up in the lights, that's, a lot of the magic, the Disney-esque stuff starts to show up. Anyway.
Thank you, Jim. I'll miss you guys
Thank
next
I
week.
appreciate it.
Okay. Well, have
Can
a good one.
Well, wait a minute. Can I ask a question about one of the colors?
Sure.
Okay, so on your painting, on the left side towards the middle horizontally, there's like a well, it's not turquoisey, but it's a up above there. Yeah. What is that blue?
Oh, that blue, that's just phthalo green. That's phthalo green and blue. It's just a touch of white. It's on the blue side. It's on the blue side. And then this is on the green side. So
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a little bit of it, just sometimes it's just that slight mix of knife to colors without doing the total blend. That's the nice thing about
blending. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem. Hopefully. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
So when you said oxide red, that's is that Venetian or is that oxide red light?
Oxide red light.
Okay, not transparent.
But if you're using with Venetian, stay with Venetian.
I use the transparent, so that's why my colors are off.
The transparent, yes.
I use the transparent.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. The transparent is on the very warm side.
Okay.
And it's basically the same color, but probably just a little more burnt pieces of charcoal added in there that just gets that transparency going.
Okay.
I love, I switch back and forth. That's the trouble about it. I try not to put them, for you guys, I try not to put them on my palette at the same time because I'll mix them up. It's really easy. A transparent oxide to a oxide light, crazy.
Okay.
But this is a lot more like Venetian.
So we still have 3 minutes. So
No, wait, we don't.
No,
do.
I was intrigued this time about how you were mixing colors, and as usual, I couldn't keep up, but I tried to approximate,
Okay, you want to see my palette?
Yeah.
Sure. Since we have time.
Yeah, there it is.
See,
Okay.
I don't even miss my color. My colors are still perfect.
They're just yummy. So I just had a couple questions about those sort of peachy orange ones and that are next to the pinks. Yeah. Like, so
Yeah.
that little peachy, the light one. Yeah. No, that other one to the right. That one.
Yeah.
So that's cat orange and white and what?
Ochre.
Ochre.
Yeah, I came from here. I came from oxide red and ochre.
Oh.
Cad red, and then I added, and then more cad red, and then I added white to it. What basically it just has a little bit of ochre into it. This one's more cad red and white. But this one is basically if I took this color and added white to it.
Okay. All right. All right. Thanks. That's helps. I'm going to put that in my notes. That's a really great color for a lot of things.
It can be, even like skin tone and things like that.
Yeah.
It was right.
Oh,
Amazing
what
sometimes.
what color did you use for the light and the light post again?
I was over here in using this oxide red and transparent oxide red for you, and blue and green coming down with white, and this has orange in it too.
Right.
This has yellow in it. This has orange. Then this has white. And then I took those colors and I added yet more yellow to them. Get these. These are the final little bright yellows and stuff in it that you kind of build to. The crescendo that's going to go in, and they're only going to be in like little lights and things like that in that very back. So that's what I'm working towards. So coming back.
This was super fun, and thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
thanks,
problem.
Jim. Thank you.
No problem, guys. You guys have a good one. Have a great rest of the weekend there, and post them when you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Ciao.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Nice to see
Bye-bye.
you guys.
Bye.